Yo, what is going on, guys? It is I, Subject Death. And I just wanted to make this video about Red Dead Redemption 2 because, well, I wanted to talk about the story and the multiplayer, basically. The multiplayer part is a bit short, and the story is it's mostly like my opinion, my interpretation of everything, basically my understanding of it, and I think you all can agree too. And but let me know what you think in the comment section. But let me talk about the multiplayer real quick. Now, when I'm talking about the multiplayer, I'm just talking about real quick the properties that you'll be able to purchase. I think everybody should have known, mainly because of GTA 5 online, where you're able to purchase, any kind of property that there is out there and all that they Rockstar made available. And then, of course, in Red Dead Redemption 2, that you're able to see that you're able to make a camp anywhere in the wilderness if you're alone, and basically sleep, craft, and cook. So I can expect that when online does come out, there's going to be a lot of people doing that in the beginning because, well, that's what's gonna happen. Of course, unless of course there's something else that's gonna happen. I don't know. I'm just being a little too confident in saying this, but yeah. And then the other part that I want to mention was John Marston's ranch and all that. Beecher's Hope. The fact that you're able to go up to this guy and he gives John a catalog, but of course we can't choose from that catalog because John chooses and all that because it has to go along with the first Red Dead. And basically, if there's a catalog, that means we're going to be able to have any type of house that we want to pick from the catalog. But that's just my opinion, my guess of it. I just want to quickly say about that. And of course, the wagons and all of that's expected. The wagons and the horses. Yeah. So, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the story and how, in my honest opinion, I honestly find it emotional in a way, because when you look at the first Red Dead and now this one, which is supposed to be the prequel, or not supposed to be, it is the prequel. It's sad in a way, because here it is, you see the glorious Dutch Van der Linde gang in somewhat of its glory. I mean, you'll get to see it in the sense that after Blackwater, they've had a tough time surviving. Not just living, but surviving, because they were up in the, cold mountains, just, eating scraps of food and all that, and just trying their best. And it really is sad. And then, of course, you learn about the fact that there was 3 other people, part of their gang, that died and all that. Well, you get to see one of them die, and the other 2, they already died. I only know one of the others that died back in Blackwater, which was a chick named Jenny. And then the one that died with them in the mountains was a guy named Davy. Now, already you get to see that, and it's like, wow, okay. You don't get to see all of the members, so to speak, before that happened. You just get to see exactly how that happened, or you just get to see the start of their decline, their downfall. And that's the sad thing about it, because it's just, they're not even a gang of like truly horrible people. It's like, sure, yeah, they shot a lot of people and all that. But I look at them as more as a gang of people that are just trying to live free, and they want to live out of civilization because of the fact that civilization back then had a lot of negatives, taking over land that did not really belong to them. And I'm talking about the Native Americans and all that, and we actually get to see that in the game, help out the Native Americans, Eagle Flies and his father, which I believe his name is Rainsfall, I believe. And you get to see how basically they were being cheated out of their land and all that, which is sad. And that's what Dutch's gang is trying to do. They're trying to stay away from civilization because civilization is not exactly great. And especially back then because they didn't know about pollution. And you get to see firsthand the factories and all the black smoke. And it's just horrible. It's a horrible, very true firsthand look of civilization back then. You know, it's like the industrialist era was great in making all these cool new things. You know, all these wagons, and then eventually cars, and these steel bridges and all that. And but it came at a cost of polluting the land, unfortunately, and it was just it wasn't great. And yeah, and to talk more about it, what's also really sad is the fact that, well, Dutch was, I kind of view him as like a wild animal that loves to roam free until he was pinned back against the wall and he was forced to defend himself in the most feral, vile way. Basically, now I'm going to show you an example of the bank job and how you see kind of how Dutch reacts to not only being, targeted by the Pinkertons right then and there, but the sudden death of Hosea, which was like his brother in a way, because they were the first two of the gang, basically. Him, he's the founder, and Hosea, which he rode with and trusted the most out of everybody. And because of this, you see his reaction. He kind of loses it in a way. It's like he just can't believe that Hosea is now dead. His friend, his brother, shot dead in the street, in the dirt and all that, by Agent Milton. And it's just, he just couldn't believe it. And it's really sad because in a way that's how I view him. He's like a wild animal with all his friends, and just like that, here comes these like hunters in a way, hunting him and his friends down and killing them. And just like that, he reacted in a way that he doesn't care anymore. He's turning feral, he's killing and all that. Like he killed D'Angelo, or I think that's how you say his name, Angelo, something like that. The Italian guy of Saint Denis, the Italian crime boss. And then you also see that with the Braithwaite when they took Jack and all that. He's just out for blood at this point because he's backed against the wall. He's seeing his friends die. He's seeing all his plans just be ruined, basically. And of course, he's paranoid at this point because he just can't believe that after all this time, the Pinkertons show up again when they thought they had lost the Pinkertons for a good while, and that they thought that they could just do this job and just be out of there, But just like that, they show up. And another thing that contributed to it is the fact that people were kind of doubting. Hosea was kind of doubting, Arthur was doubting, John was doubting. I don't know about the others, but the fact that there was even just a few doubting would most likely affect Dutch's mind in the sense that, it's like he's turning this way, turning to killing and all that, and all his his plans being ruined by the constant presence of the Pinkertons and other people trying to screw with him and his gang and trying to ruin them and stop them from their ultimate goal of escaping the law and living free. And that's why what you eventually see is the bank, the bank job. Everybody is escaping, and then he says that John Marston was arrested. But then you later learn that really, yeah, he was arrested, but it was more of the sense that Dutch kind of like let him go because of the fact he suspected John to be the rat in the gang, the guy that's exposing everybody and telling the Pinkertons where they are, where they're going, you know, what they're doing and all that. And you know, he kind of suspected that back in Guarma when you're inside the cave and you're walking with the old lady and all that. And of course, you know, he was just at this point paranoid and all that. And it's sad when you finally learn the truth that the real rat is Micah. And I don't know if we'll ever know the truth of why Micah was the rat and why he decided to do this. But I do have an idea in a way. Now, at some certain point, like when you go on the, what was it? It was like a stagecoach robbery with Micah, and I think it's Bill. I forgot who else was tagging along. Yeah, matter of fact, no, I remember. It's Bill. Micah makes a mention of the fact how he feels that it should just be him, Arthur, Bill, Dutch, Javier, and another good handful of men, and it should just be them and forget about the rest of them, because he doesn't feel like you know, that why is it that they have these giggling or gaggling women in there when he can't even, you know, go balls deep in them and all that. That's how he feels. And so I think the reason why Micah was doing this, you know, betraying the gang, was because he didn't like how the gang was being run. He didn't like the fact that there was all these people that they had to take care of that were, in a sense, to him, dead weight, in a way. Because thinking from his mindset, you know, they're dead weight. They're not exactly, not all of them are trained killers and gunslingers and all that are ruthless, and they'll do whatever it takes to get rich, even if it means killing an entire town like Micah did. And so I think he was doing all this so that way he can get Dutch to get away from this, you know, lot and make up a new gang, an entirely new gang, different from, you know, the original gang, that is just full of killers in a way. People like Micah, people like Javier, Bill, and you know, I guess like Arthur, but not in the sense that they have a conscience like Arthur does. You know, because at least if you play honorably like I do, or you know, if you just play honorably, Arthur's a good guy and he has a conscience. But if you play dishonorably, then you're an outlaw that just goes around killing people and massacring whole towns like Micah. And you know, Micah would want an Arthur like that, but you know, that doesn't have a conscience in the end, even if you are an outlaw or not. So that's why in the prologue, in the very end, when you're John Marston and you go after Micah, you see Micah has this large gang of killers, basically all men that are just trained to do one thing: kill. Okay, be a large number of guns that will just shoot down anyone who opposes them, and that's what Micah wants. And I think that's the reason why Micah was a rat to the gang, and he just told the Pinkertons everything, where they were. And when you really think about it, it all makes sense, because of the fact that after Arthur runs into Agent Milton and Edgar Ross at Horseshoe Overlook doing a little fishing with Jack Marston, Micah tells Dutch of a dried up river that they can camp. And then when you go there with Charles and Arthur make a mention of the fact that it's so exposed. There's so many openings. There's not that much cover, or you know, they can't really hide from anyone. And the road is like directly right there. So when you really think about that, yeah, Micah wanted them to camp there so that way the Pinkertons could basically wipe everybody out, and but he knows that the ones surviving would most likely be Arthur, Micah, him of course, Dutch, Bill, and who else would it be? I guess Charles and Lenny, I guess. So he knew that would be just them. And from there, he would probably try and do something that would even get rid of Lenny and Charles, because Micah was not fond of, I guess he would like to call us darkies and all that. So he wasn't fond of that. So he would most likely try and get rid of Lenny and Charles, and then, of course, bring more people in and all that. And then the new gang will form, in the sense that it's supposed to be Dutch's gang, but really it would be more like Micah's gang, because Micah is the one that wants the bloodthirsty killers in the gang and all that. And he's going to be the one probably recruiting these guys into the gang, which he most likely did, you know, when you go ahead and hunt him down as John Marston. So yeah, that's just my opinion and my guesses of the story and all that. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. And yeah, thanks for watching.
You killed my son!
Oh, and I will surely kill the rest of them unless you start talking.
Oh, I know your type. Common scum.
Where is the boy?
You filth.
All right, we get her out of here.
What about them?
Now let's get this hag outside. Any more of her sons to deal with?
No, reckon they're all dead.
That's right. Burn this dog to the ground. You boys short jacketing in here. We searched everywhere, Dutch. You got that one, Arthur?
I guess that's goddamn cribbage game.
Yep. Oh, hey, big man. We gonna ransom you or what?
You're pathetic.
Well, I am. Because from where I'm sitting, you're the one deserving of pity, my friend. All your men, all your money, it weren't no match for a bunch of bumpkins.
You are nothing. You do nothing. You mean nothing. You stand for nothing. Me, I run a city. And when the law catch up to you, you will die like nothing. I am this country. You are what people are running from.
I possess things that you will never understand.
You don't even possess your own men. $1,000 to the man who kills him and sets me free.
What are you gonna say now?
They are even bigger fools than you.
No doubt.
The law will find you. Already, the dogs are on the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're right. You are so right.
They are good at smelling filth, huh? So filth has got to be disposed of. Our friends the Pinkertons are gonna come and rescue you, you repulsive little maggot. Call them now. You call them. Never feeding a fella. Good goddamn alligator, Dutch.
The part that covers weakness. That part.
I don't know. Well, I do. It ain't nice. I know it. But it is us or him.
I figure it might as well be him.
Misunderstanding about them horses.
And what about boarding their fields?
They don't know we had anything to do with that.
Oh, that's so.
Yeah, they think it was the Braithwaites. Listen, I know these Grey Boys a bit now. This is on the level.
We're stuck in the middle of some... Hey, hold up. This don't feel right.
Now it don't feel right. I could have told you.